Are you ready? Are you ready for the thrill of victory? Are you ready to taste victory? Are you ready to take your sports betting to a whole new level? Sit up, put your feet on the floor, because we have work to do. Welcome to the grind. Welcome to Cappers Nation, your weekly all things sports betting show. Tune in live every Thursday at 8 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern. Let us make you a more successful sports bettor.
What's going on, everybody? Cappers Nation live, finally live, hopefully live. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Who knows? What a technical difficulties this morning. Unbelievable. I was actually on time, dark and early at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, 6 Pacific. And here we are an hour and 20 minutes later, and we're just getting rolling. I don't know what the hell went on. We couldn't get... Obviously, no notifications go out. Who knows? No idea if you ask me. All I can tell you is we tried everything in the world to be able to get the notifications to go out. I do see that we're live on Twitter and Periscope right now. That's nice. Finally. However, overall, wasn't able to get a notification to go out at all in any of our videos. So some technical difficulties probably on our end, and we'll get it all worked out. That way when we go live any other time later or whatnot, nobody misses a beat, because we always want those notifications to go out to everybody. And if it doesn't happen, obviously, the numbers are down, etc., etc., etc. And we don't want that. We always want the numbers to be up for you guys. User interaction is a good thing. Good morning, everybody. Just tuning in. Just checking our Twitter and all of that stuff. Seeing that Bruce Buffer retweeting the Buffer Zone video. Thank you to Bruce. I don't have a live chat up yet. It hasn't popped up yet. There it is. There it is. I could hear Kyle cursing at my place in San Diego. Yes, you probably heard me. Andre, good morning. Justice, good morning. I was there, then I was gone. I don't know what the heck was going on this morning. Prantia, I know. I figured that out, that they were all used up yesterday. But the 24-hour rolling period, the premiere of the Buffer Zone kind of killed it, because that took up 2 notifications by itself, letting you guys know 30 minutes prior, and then when we went live. So that killed the notifications. But even then, it wasn't even just a notification, but I had issues just connecting for some reason, trying to tell me that the resolution was wrong. I didn't change nothing. Didn't change one single thing on my end. So hopefully we get a good little crowd in here. We'll be live for a little bit. We'll get a little crowd. They'll start to trickle in. I did post a video, and that should send one out letting everybody know that we're live. And yeah, Mr. Beeman, UFC today. Going to be making money on the UFC tonight, this afternoon here on the West Coast. Man, I can't wait. I am absolutely jacked up for this UFC event. You guys can see I'm wearing my UFC 239 shirt. Just for shits and giggles and for good vibes. And man, I can't wait. Absolutely cannot wait for the UFC tonight and what our guy has put out in the UFC program. From our new guaranteed fight pick that comes with an actual guarantee for $25. Winner, he's going to give you the next max bet that he has for free. To our regular fight card that now includes top fight picks that never included that before. A full write-up on every single fight that he's got to play on. The 2 parlays. Parlays are posted. They were posted late last night. All the stay away recommendations, all the leans, He called me last night because he's obviously in Anaheim. He called me last night. He said, "Hey Kyle," he goes, "this could be it." I said, "This could be what?" He goes, "This could be that big sweep we've finally been looking for." I mean, we've been close overall sweeping the card. I think we've been 15-3 and 16-2 a couple times each overall, from leans to fight picks. He goes, I think we could sweep this one. I really do. And he doesn't say it very often. He'll say, oh, we're going to have a good one, or et cetera, but he never, the only couple times he's ever said, I think we could possibly sweep is the times that he's went 16-2 and 15-3. Justice, no, the guaranteed max bet, which was never included in the package, is not included. It's by itself. It comes with a guarantee that he's putting on it. So the only thing that originally came with the UFC fight package was his fight picks, the strong leans, the leans, parlays, and a write-up on all the fights that he was participating in. And then the last couple months, he started adding in a write-up voluntarily on every single fight that he was doing. And then we just added his top fight picks, which, I personally thought they should have, charged more for the UFC package. But hey, I don't make the decisions or the rules, so not my thing. But he just added his top fight picks. Before it was just fight picks. But he just added his top fight picks as well, and then as well as the DraftKings optimal lineup and the write-up in DraftKings. And that's where the real money is at for DraftKings, is in that separate write-up that he put. He basically tells you which fighters to stay away from based on it going to be a decision, or, if he believes it'll be a submission or a knockout. So he puts, all that into that as well. That's also included in the regular daily card. But no, the guaranteed max bet fight pick, it's $25, and he puts a guarantee on it. He's willing to put his money where his mouth is that if he doesn't win it, he's going to give you the next one free, which, basically eats what he makes. So he's not going to have one of those every single week. From my understanding, the guaranteed max bet is going to be a little more on the rarer side. So it's not going to be like Guaranteed Saturday, where every Saturday you're guaranteed to be able to go purchase one. It's not going to happen. He's not going to have one all the time. So he didn't have one last week. This has been, or the last 4 weeks, this has actually been in the works for over a month. And matter of fact, this is the 5th card since he's decided to do it. And this is the first time he's had one. So it's not like it just, random popped up. He's had them, and the last 5 weeks, or 4 weeks, prior to this one, he just never had one that he was willing to make a max bet. Oh, excuse me. Saturday morning with like an hour of sleep. Who dat Bob in the house? Good morning, good morning, good morning. We need more coffee in this joint, and stronger coffee, because this stuff is weak. The only UFC package that's going to include the guaranteed max bet fight pick is if you buy the yearly package. The yearly package will get it for free, included in their package. Now, I'm sure we'll have specials, every now and then, where we include it for free and stuff like that and give it away. But it's definitely... Good morning, William, tuning in by text message. But yeah, I'm definitely jacked up. My energy level ain't there yet. I need a little nap. We need a little nap. What I'm going to do is, when we get off live, it's no secret, that bright-ass light right over there, it's going to get shut. Those blinds leading out into the parking lot, they're going to get closed. All right? The shutters on my big door, they're going to get closed. And you know what Kyle's going to do? I'm going to shut off his other light. Click that little lock on the door. That's how we dab in this place. We're going to dab ourselves to sleep. We're going to take ourselves a little siesta this morning. I love it. We've been live for just a few minutes. 7 thumbs ups and 3 thumbs down. I wonder who the 3 came from. If that ain't obvious enough, you know. If that ain't obvious enough. But hopefully when I go live later today, YouTube notifications should be back by then. So I'm going to go live later today as well. It'll be back live at approximately 5 p.m. And remember, if you're not on board our fight package, we're going to give away a UFC fight pick absolutely free. All right, and it'll be on our website. It won't be available until approximately 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Once that's available, or 3 p.m. Eastern Time, you'll just have to go to the UFC tab on the page. And you'll be able to see it there. And speaking of our website, you're going to see some changes here in the layout and the look in the very, very, very near future. We've got some changes in whatever that word is. We've got some changes going on. Who dat, Bob? It could be a buffering issue. It says our stream is perfectly fine, so I don't. It could be on your side, could be on our side. Maurice says the Pirates money line. Maurice liking the Pirates this morning, huh? I've had a hard time betting on the Pirates lately, just because we've made so much money fading against them. NFL today. Major League Baseball. Guaranteed Saturday goes off at 8 p.m. And for everybody that doesn't know, that wants to jump on board our UFC fight package, we're actually running a couple deals. Not many, just a couple. Double up sales are gone. With the exception of System Plays, that's the only one that's eligible for the double up sale as of right now. But for the UFC, what they've got going on, and we've ran this a few times. The first one is buy 3 days of premium plays or my personal plays. You can select whichever one you want on the website, but it's 3 days of premium plays or 3 days of my personal plays. You're also going to get the UFC fight package, the $40 fight package, absolutely free. You're going to get that free. And then that's $99. And then the second option is a week of premium plays. You're going to get Guaranteed Saturday for free. You're also going to get the UFC fight package. And I've already given it to a couple people today. I gave it to a bunch of people yesterday, so I might as well just give it to everybody that buys that one. If you buy the $250 package for a week of premiums, Guaranteed Saturday, and the UFC, you're going to also get the Guaranteed Max Bet fight pick. You're going to get that absolutely free, so you'll get everything that there is in the UFC. So, a lot of great deals out there. Andre, good morning. Prantia, good morning. Christopher Bayer, good morning. Henius Ann, good morning. Did I miss all 5 of your videos? Oh, man, YouTube was acting up this morning. We couldn't get the live stream to work. We couldn't get the software to work. If I had hair, it wouldn't be there anymore. Just let me tell you. Just let me tell you. But here we are. We're here. We're here. We're now. Finally. The one time I get no sleep and show up on time for the video. We can't get it to work. NFL action today, folks. A handful of games on the board, 5 to be specific, 4 and a thumb. Joseph, because most people can't bet -1. Unless you're using an offshore book like 5 Dimes, you can't give -1. So that's the reason why. Here at Cappers Direct, we actually give out bets that people can actually go and bet. So like when you see services give out a -2.5, it's because they have no clue. You can't just walk into a casino in Vegas and bet a -1, a reverse run line, or an alternate run line. It just doesn't happen. So we actually give you guys things that we bet. So I mean, it's great that you're able to bet that, with like your online, with your either offshore account or a local book who uses, offshore paperhead. That's great. It gives you a lot more options, especially if you use somebody like 5 Dimes. You have that option. But we always stick. We're in Las Vegas, so we stick to what we can bet here walking into the casino, because I know if I can bet it, Joseph, and I know 100% you guys can bet it. If I can walk into the MGM Grand and make a wager, 100%, every one of our viewers is able to, go and bet it. Whereas if I went in offshore and I based, if I was located in Florida or, Kentucky, or wherever the case may be, other than outside of Las Vegas or where there was a major casino, if I was to start giving out -1s or -2.5s or whatever the case may be, one, I personally think I'd look like a jackass who wouldn't know what he was doing. And two, I'd be giving out bets that 90% of sports bettors wouldn't be able to bet. So that's the reasons why I don't. I'm sure other services do. I've heard other services do. But we always give stuff that we're capable to bet here. Because remember, every game we give out, we're betting. So if I ever start giving out games that I'm not betting, then we have a problem. So that's why I don't. Gave out 3 leans yesterday in the NFL. We gave out the Bills +1. That was a winner. We gave out the Bills over 39. That was a winner. We also gave out the Bucks laying 3. Unfortunately, it was a 16-14 final, and the Bucks did not cover the 3. So 2-1 on the leans in the NFL. Another winning day of leans in the NFL. I don't bet preseason, but I follow it just like I do the regular season, and I make my notes of a lot, mainly, the second, third stringers, the ones that are going to be on the practice squad that, can affect a team later on after key players get hurt, cut, suspended, traded, all of that stuff. So taking a look at NFL action this morning. Let's roll right into NFL. Then we're going to go Major League Baseball. Then we're going to talk a little UFC. Andre said you were hoping I'd get YouTube figured out. Well, we know why the notifications didn't go out. You only get 3 notifications to be sent out in a 24-hour time period. They got used up because of the buffer zone premiere yesterday. The premiere used 2 of them, unfortunately. And then it was just I don't know what happened with the live stream software and YouTube. Excuse me, they weren't communicating properly. It was telling us that the resolution was wrong. The resolution was correct. All kinds of crazy shit this morning. Literally, I already rolled in tired, up all night long, got a little bit of sleep last night. Excuse me. So, I'm already a little cranky, a little tired, and when it doesn't go as planned, you start pulling your hair out, and I don't have any hair, so I just got a fresh shave yesterday, so I'm looking for something, was left in there that I can pull out, and it just ain't working. I'm getting pissed off. Live stream's not communicating with YouTube properly. I don't know what happened, but it finally worked. Good morning, Alex. What's going on, bud? John Brady, how are you, sir? I'm doing fantastic. Hopefully you are as well. Christopher Smith, good morning. So, but here we are. We've got it working. Hopefully when I go live later today, the YouTube notifications will work. And for everybody that did not get a watch, you're not a robot. Man, I wish I had the energy of a robot, but man, I'm tired today. We might have to take a 2-minute break so I can fill up a cup of coffee here in a little bit. Sorry to hear that, John, that the Mets killed you. The Angels killed us from a 3-0 sweep on Premium Plays yesterday. We're going to do a full recap of that. Matter of fact, let's do the recap first. Here's what I want to do. Who dat, Bob? I just see that you just got on board for the 3 days of, I believe it was Premium Plays or my personal plays. I haven't seen which one it was. But that and the UFC program for today. Premium Plays in the UFC. So you've got instant access to that, but enjoy. Let's make some great money over this weekend. It's definitely going to be a great time. But what I want to do first, let's do a recap of what we did yesterday. Then we're going to talk some NFL. Then we need to get back to something that we used to do and that we loved. The barbershop talk. Now, when we get to the barbershop talk, somebody remind me, I have a question to ask all of you guys when it comes to the barbershop talk segment. So somebody remind me. I'll probably forget. So just throw out that, hey, you had a question about the barbershop talk, and remind me if I forget. Probably will. I'm a little tired this morning. And then after the barbershop talk, we're going to jump into the NFL, the Major League Baseball a little bit, dive into that, and then when we're done with that, we're going to take a look at some UFC action. And then we'll get you guys on a free play and put some more money in your pocket. So that's the plan of attack and the schedule for this morning. And then I'm going to be live again later today, approximately 5 p.m. Eastern time. We'll be live again for a little afternoon sweat sesh. Alex, I haven't talked to him. I'm going to reach out to him, but let's talk about that in the barbershop segment. That'll be a good little topic. That'll be a good little topic. Everything flies in the barbershop. Everything flies in the barbershop. So, let me move some things around here. That way we can dive right into it. But that is a definite interesting one there, Alex. At first, I didn't know... we need to sneak some in and out somewhere on your agenda. Believe it or not, I had in and out the other night. Believe it or not, I had it the other night. And, I just started, the secret in and out secret menu. I just started adding the peppers to it, which don't give it a lot of spice, but it give it just a little bit of spice to change the flavor and set it over the edge. Either a cheeseburger or a double-double with peppers, and onions, of course. But with the peppers, it actually yes. See, it's, the little chili peppers. It's absolutely amazing. I heard somebody talking about it, and I was like, what the fuck? I mean, that's exactly what I said, peppers. And so you just order it like that. You just say peppers. Let me get a cheeseburger with peppers or double-double with peppers. And I've had it twice now. It's not spicy enough to where it affects you, but it gives you just a little spice that changes the flavor, and it's absolutely amazing. So there we go. Morning food report. In and out, add peppers. All right, full recap of everything that we did Friday. Jonathan, it's on. You got to send me a photo. I'll post it. I'll probably have to go get in and out now too. Every time I talk about it in the morning, I usually have it for lunch. Free plays yesterday. We gave out 3 free plays yesterday. We gave out a consensus in Major League Baseball. We gave out my biggest personal play of the day in baseball. And we also gave out a CFL play yesterday. The first one being our smallest consensus play. Baltimore and Boston over 11.5 runs. Unfortunately, they did not get the job done there. Unfortunately. What is this? Yeah, unfortunately, that total did not go over, but it's okay. During Cappers Nation Live, we went live twice yesterday. Once right after the buffer zone with Bruce Buffer, the man himself. And speaking of that show, if you guys missed the buffer zone with Bruce Buffer, that is a show exclusively for us. It's our show. Nobody else has any control over it. It's exclusively part of our program that's going to be airing every Friday. It may go a little earlier. Next time we may try moving it up a couple hours to get it a little earlier in the time slot. But what we're going to do is immediately following the live show, we're actually going to play it again. We're gonna play a repeat version of it during the live video. You don't have to do nothing. If you want to watch it, great. If you don't, you'll just be able to close out of the live chat. And but we're going to play it for everybody that missed it. The Buffer Zone with Bruce Buffer that we have on our channel. Obviously, you can watch it at any time on our YouTube channel or our website. But we're going to play it at the very end of this video as well. Ronald, how are you, sir? Good morning to you and everybody else. But back to the full recap. After we dropped our small consensus play yesterday, we gave out a CFL play during the first edition of Cappers Nation Live. Gave out Edmonton -7.5. That was a nice winner, beating Toronto. Nice winner there in the CFL. And then during the second live session, gave out my biggest personal play of the day on the Minnesota Twins. When we gave it out, and I gave it out to all my clients, they were +105, just a small little dog. They ended up getting, that line ended up changing to laying 105, depending on where you got it at. They were either +105 or -105. Either way, it was a nice victory for everybody there. So, not premium plays, but actually premium plays as well. But free plays yesterday went 2-1. Nice winning day for everybody on our free plays. And we're going to try and do that again every day. We want to put money in your pocket absolutely free. That is the name of the game, guys. That's why I always say, hit that subscribe button. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Tap that little bell. That way you get notified each and every single time we go live, we put out a video. That way we can put money in your pocket consistently, all right? And we grow the channel. The more we grow the channel, the more we're going to give you guys absolutely free. If you remember, last Saturday we gave out 4 free plays. Last Saturday, I can't promise you 4 today, but last Saturday you got 4. And I know as of right now you're getting 3. We already put out 1 in our daily free play video. I'm going to give you 1 in this video. You're going to get a free UFC fight pick. That's 3 right there. And you'll probably get another 1 in the afternoon with me as well. Jordan, good morning from the Bahamas. You lucky son of a gun. Oh, man, I'm jealous. Are you on vacation or are you living down there? But overall losing days, 3 out of the last 21 days of betting premium plays. John Brady says, come on, guys. There's 40 people in here and only 16 likes. Hit like for Kyle. I do appreciate it when you guys do. It definitely goes a long way. The user interaction, you guys commenting, you guys hitting that share button, sharing this video on Twitter, retweeting it if we've already posted, etc., as well as hitting the thumbs up button. Or hell, even if you don't like me or you don't like the show, I know some of you guys don't. You guys say that I'm arrogant, I'm cocky, whatever the case may be. Then hit the thumbs down button. It's not going to bother me if you guys don't like the show or you don't like the program. You're just here to troll. It's okay. We welcome everybody. See, there's a thumbs down. Doesn't bother me. Yeah, thumbs up or thumbs down, guys. Just, we just ask that you do one of them. So no harm, no foul. It's the gambling business. You got to have thick skin. Every now and then you get punched in the nose, So back to those winning premium plays. While other services are getting their asses handed to them. I mean, I heard from somebody's client yesterday, Jesse, saying that, another service is ragging on people nonstop, yet, they're down 100 units in the last 2 months. Like, Jiminy Crickets, are you serious? I think they were down 200 units in the month of January through March alone. So, premium plays, guys, you want something that's long-term and consistent and that's going to deliver winners. Obviously, you're not going to win 7 days a week, 365 days a year on them. But out of the last just 21 days, for example, we've had 3 losing days. A handful of days where you're breaking even, the rest, money in the bank. Just like yesterday. All right, New York Yankees minus $1.50 on the money line, winner. Philadelphia Phillies minus $1.15 on the money line, winner. And then we dropped the LA Angels minus $1.15. Unfortunately. Jonathan, he's no longer doing content for Sports Chat Place, but we're going to discuss that in the Barbershop segment. That'll be a good one. That'll be some good Barbershop talk right there. Andre, I see you just jumped on board, bud, as well for the premium plays in the UFC. You guys are going to love it. Thank you guys for jumping on board. Always appreciate the support. So premium plays yesterday went 2-1. We dropped our small consensus play. We dropped the WNBA play on Connecticut. Man, they were down huge at one point. I looked, I said, holy shit, Connecticut's a loser. They're going to lose outright. Well, I think they ended up winning by 1. The fact that they battled back, they should have damn lost. If you can't cover, you should lose. But we hit our CFL play on Edmonton, minus 7.5. No need to buy a hook in that one. Just take it and run with it. And then my personal plays, I ended up splitting out. I lost on Tampa Bay on the run line, but we hammered the Twins plus 105, which I gave everybody for free. And if you guys haven't noticed, we've been given dogs, and we've been winning on dogs. And then we had our lo and behold, our lonely system plays. All right, the ones that everybody wants to talk shit about. Not everyone, but the other few services out there that are not intellectually smart enough to handicap a system play. They want to call them a series bet when they're not a series bet. They're a system play. When they just don't understand what they are, or are they intellectually smart enough to be able to handicap a game 3-4 days ahead of time when there's no line out. All right, so I'm right there with you, Alex. He's not going nowhere. Maybe he's on vacation, but we'll talk about that one. But system plays yesterday, 3-0. We got screwed on one earlier in the week. We did drop one earlier in the week on the Cubs when they were dogs, and that final game, Harper hit the walk-off grand slam. That one screwed us big time. But yesterday, 3-0 on the system plays, guys. We had the Nationals minus $1.53. Winner. Phillies minus $1.15. Game 1 winner, as well as the Nationals was a Game 1 winner. And then the St. Louis Cardinals plus $1.35. Yes, I said it. St. Louis plus 135 yesterday. Smashing the Reds. When everybody was taking the Reds, we've been pounding St. Louis. Nice dog winner there. 3-0 yesterday on our system plays. And it was a great time. And for everybody that's on board our premium plays are not posted yet. They're already locked, loaded, and ready to go, although we're waiting to confirm 2 pitching matchups. Okay? They're waiting to confirm 2 pitching matchups, and then they will post it. We're just trying to double-check everything because we don't want anybody to get screwed on a pitching change or anything like that. So as soon as we're able to confirm it, which I was told would be by no later than 8:30. So and that's 11:30 East Coast time. So very, very, very shortly. So once they're posted, an email will go out letting everybody know that the premium plays are posted as well. So yeah, system plays rock solid. As far as so even Twitter's delayed. Twitter just sent out a notification that we're live. Twitter's delayed. Even Twitter don't like me this morning. But as far as system plays go, they're still on part of our double up sale for today and tomorrow. Now we don't have a system play that starts until Monday. Okay, the next system play will start on Monday. But it's part of the double up sale. Buy a week, get a week free. If you like making money, guys, I'm telling you, a lot of, not a lot of people, but a few services like to talk smack about our system plays. Yet they have a record of 139-11 on the year. I don't know about you guys, but to me, I'll take 139-11 on system plays all year long. So, you guys want to make money, jump on board that. But you want to make money today, UFC, baby. UFC, and we're going to talk about that here in a little bit. Don't forget, 3 days of premium plays and the UFC 241 fight package, just 99 buckaroos for everybody that's not on board it already. So here's your opportunity, folks. Sorry, I'm multitasking, and I'm almost done. So, but let's get back on track. Just did the recap, and it's time to go over some NFL action as well as what we did yesterday in the NFL as far as leans went. Leans had another winning day. If you bet them, great. If you didn't, like myself, no big deal. I don't bet preseason. I think I try and make that perfectly clear to everybody that I don't bet preseason any sport for a very specific reason. That there's a lot of variables that's called AKA gambling. Yeah, but yeah, in the long run, everything that we're doing is still gambling. However, I try and take as much of the gambling aspect out of the game for not only myself, but for you guys. John Brady, no, the juice is not always crazy high. And believe it or not, ours is not crazy high. We try and steer clear of those. If there's a crazy high juice, we'll use it. It'll be a strong lean, and it'll be part of a parlay. But no, if you've never bet the UFC, today's a good one to jump on board. We've got some dogs. We've got some small favorites. Got a couple parlays that are going to be cashing. So, but no, nothing to worry about as far as a high juice big bet. But no, and the difference, and we're going to talk. Actually, this is a good part. Remind me, John, if you're still on, to talk about betting. The juice, the difference between a UFC fight versus betting on that versus betting on Major League Baseball or betting on the NFL. Remind me when we get to start talking about the UFC a little bit. Remind me about that if I forget, because that's a very good comparison that a lot of people a misconception that a lot of people don't understand. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. But let's jump into a little NFL action. We're not going to talk much about the NFL because I don't bet it, so I don't put too much time into the live shows on it just yet. Here in a couple weeks, we're going to have some full shows going over futures totals, and we're going to start giving away our futures package to everybody again. And guys, if you were one of the lucky ones that got our futures package last year, boy, was it spot on with the win totals, the futures of division winners, just absolute money making. Just an absolute money maker. So hopefully you guys all made money on that last year. I believe we gave it away to practically everybody for free. And we're working on something to be able to do that. We're going to have some giveaways to do it. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to get everybody on it again. So that'll be coming out here shortly. But NFL action today. First game on the board, 4 o'clock Eastern time. Cleveland Browns, Indianapolis Colts. Colts laying 2.5 at home. Total set over and under 42.5 points. Oh, Michael, we got to stop talking about that NHL. We got to stop talking about that NHL package. We put out 4 futures in the NHL last year. Or last season, excuse me. And Michael, refresh me if I'm wrong, because I try and block out the bad stuff. I try and block it out. But we lost 3 futures bets that went to Game 7 and went to overtime. 3 of the 4 that we put out lost in overtime in Game 7. We couldn't get one of them to go. I mean, it was bad. I mean, it was a brutal bloodbath. I mean, just heartbreaking. Stab me in the heart and twist it. Game 7 overtimes. Or 2 might have went to overtime and 1 didn't, but they were in Game 7s. I can't remember. Something like that. It was so painful to watch the first 2 go into overtime and to lose it in overtime. And one of them should have never have happened in the Vegas Golden Knights game. But anyways, I'm going to try and not remember that. Thanks, Michael. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. But NFL, Browns and the Colts. Browns coming off a win. Colts losing last week 24-16 to the Bills. Let me pop back up to the line here. Line on that game, like I was saying, Browns catching 2.5. Colts laying 2.5 at home. Total set over and under 42.5. And I'm still conditioned to say runs because we've been talking about baseball for so long. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give out leans in the NFL today because there's there's some good stuff that I like. But small disclaimer, or actually big disclaimer, I don't bet the NFL in preseason. So while I don't bet it, there's definitely value. And if you guys have been listening to the leans that I've been giving away during the live shows, we haven't lost yet. Now we've had a break-even day, but we haven't been demolished, and I've just been producing winner after winner, and that should show you what our premium plays and my personal plays in the NFL and college football are going to do as soon as it rolls around. So the Browns and Colts game, I like the Browns plus 2.5 here. I would be taking the dog here. It might just be because I like the Browns, anyways, but Vegas doesn't. Vegas is still fading the Browns for the most part, but here in this situation, I do like the Browns getting 2.5 points. As far as the total on that game, I think the total can go either way. I think it's going to be a close one. I don't think it's going to be one of those where it gets into the 50s or 60s. I think it's going to be right around 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, anywhere between 40 and 44 points, which is not enough for me to want to take the over or the under on a 42.5 total. So as far as the total, I'm steering clear of that one. Next game on the board, we've got the Patriots and the Titans, both winning last week. Titans beating the Eagles 27-10, and then we had the Patriots demolishing the Lions 31-3. As far as this one, we've got the Patriots laying one on the road against Tennessee. Total set, another high total, 42.5. And believe it or not, that's not the highest total. It's actually tied for the second highest total of the day. Last week, Tennessee putting up 27 points against the Eagles, and New England putting up 31 against Detroit last week. But as far as the total, I haven't been taking too many totals. I've been taking some of the lower ones that were too low to begin with, especially against teams that didn't have defense. But on this one, guys, I lean towards New England minus the 1, laying the 1 at home, or on the road, excuse me. Next up, 7:30 Eastern time, we got Kansas City and Pittsburgh. Kansas City laying 3.5 on the road. Total set over and under 47. Both teams coming off a Week 1 preseason victory. Chiefs beat the Bengals 38-17. Steelers in the AFC beat the Buccaneers 30-28. This one's got all the makings of some high-scoring affair here. I lean towards the over on the Kansas City-Pittsburgh game, over 47. I think they've got the total inflated by a couple points. Myself, I think when I broke down the game, I saw it at 43.5. But I think that even at 43.5, I think that it was going to go far, far over. from where a true line should be, it should be in the 50s. But the way Vegas does it, it probably should have been, 43 and a half, 44. But if they would have done that, everybody and their mother would have bet the over. So they make it a high total. They make it the highest total of the week at 47. And they'll definitely have people betting the under on that game. But I lean towards the over 47. And then moving right along to the 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 Pacific game. Detroit Lions, Houston Texans. Texans laying 4.5 at home. Total set over and under, 41 and a half? Yeah, over 41. Line set at 40 or at 4.5. Good morning, Jerry. Thanks for tuning in, bud. Both coming off a loss last week. Texans losing to Green Bay 28-16. Lions getting demolished by the Patriots. On this one, guys, I definitely lean towards the Texans here, laying 4.5. But I don't even think it's enough for me to make it a lean. I think they beat the Lions. I don't know if they cover the 4.5. How they may beat them by 28 today. Who knows? I mean, the Lions stink. But on this one, I'm staying off. I wouldn't be doing anything on it other than I'm just taking my notes and recording the stuff that I need to record about second and third stringers that will actually be key players once players start going down, get traded, injured, suspended, cut, arrested for DUIs, drug use violations, and they start bringing up these players that you see more often in the preseason that you're not familiar with. That's why you need to pay attention to preseason. You don't just put in your bet and go about your merry way. You need to pay attention because a lot of these players will end up being starters and have a starting role later in the season. So nothing on that game. Hold on one second, guys. Hold on. Okay, I am back. But on the last game, Cowboys and the Rams. Cowboys laying 3.5 on the road. Total set over and under 38.5. Both coming off week 1 preseason losses. Cowboys losing to the 49ers 17-9 in a low-scoring affair where we took the under in that one. And then the Rams losing to Oakland 14-3 in another low-scoring game. Joe Dirt, good morning. Neverez KC, good morning. Everybody, good morning. Everybody that's tuning in. I know YouTube did not send out a notification. We burned up all of our notifications yesterday during the Buffer Zone when we premiered the Buffer Zone live. And speaking of the Buffer Zone, actually we'll talk about that here after we talk about the Dallas and the LA Rams game. As far as this one goes, guys, I can plead cases on both sides for preseason, the way that you handicap preseason. I can plead cases on why you should be betting on Dallas or why you should be betting on the Rams. Same thing with the over and the under. But as far as that one, I steer clear of that one. So the only thing that I like, and if I was betting, which I don't bet preseason, but if I was, I'd be taking the Browns plus 2.5, New England -1, and the over 47 in the Kansas City-Pittsburgh game. Bill Bruno, good morning. This is my first year wagering on preseason. It's actually been pretty successful so far. I'm glad you're hitting it, Bill. I love hearing that. I do pretty good in preseason myself. As you can see, we haven't had a losing day yet when we've been giving out lanes. I just don't bet it. Myself personally, I try and take the as much of the gambling aspect out of the equation when we're wagering, especially on the dollar amounts that myself and our clients are wagering on the games. And it's one of the reasons, you don't know how many possessions or how many snaps, certain key players are going to take. And if you don't know that information, you can get your ass handed to you real quick. It could help you or it can hurt you. And that aspect is just pure gambling. So I try and take that right out of the equation. And for myself, I just don't bet preseason. It's something that I've lived by for quite a long time, and it seems to work. So that's the NFL. That's what we like in the NFL. Now, did I say we were going to do Major League Baseball or we were going to jump to Barbershop talk? Andre's locked and loaded for the UFC. I love the UFC. One thing that I wanted to ask you guys, for the people, how many in here do daily fantasy sports on DraftKings? Remember, I'm in Vegas. It's banned for me in Vegas. I'm not allowed to participate in it. Hell, I can't even open up an account on DraftKings and see anything. It doesn't even allow me to because I'm in Vegas. I'm in Nevada. And sadly, I can go bet on just about anything here, but fantasy is illegal. Andre does DraftKings, okay. For the people that do the fantasy sports, our UFC expert gives you guys an optimal DraftKings lineup. But the real money that he gives you for the DraftKings is in that separate write-up, because as you guys know, the way they score DraftKings, or the way they score the UFC on DraftKings, is not like they score a fight. Just because we win the fight doesn't mean you're going to win on DraftKings. You get a point for all the punches, the takedowns, winning by submission or a knockout versus, going to a decision. So the extra write-ups that he puts for DraftKings, do you guys read them? I don't care if you don't. Because if you do, he might expand them and take them to the next level. Or if you guys don't give a shit about them, he may just take them out if nobody's reading them. So I just, DraftKings we debuted last couple weeks. So it's something, 2 weeks ago. That's something, you read it? Okay, perfect. Does it help you? Does it help you when you're setting your lineups? But that's all I need to hear. If one's reading it and it's helping one, then I'll make sure that he keeps it around. Because then it's definitely beneficial. It's definitely beneficial. If it's helping one, that's all that matters to me. Thank you, Nick. We did say we're going to talk about we're going to do a little barbershop talk. It's about to get good, so hang on 1 second, folks. We're going to have some fun in here. We're about to have some fun in here. But you guys gotta bear with me while I do what I'm doing and try and liven this place up. Andre says, yes, it's helpful because DraftKings comes down to pricing and different scoring method of victory. Exactly. So perfect. I love hearing that, and I'll make sure that he continue. I'll relay the message to him. He may even FC may even be watching right now. And if he is, that's good. Then he gets to see it himself. So hang on 1 second, guys. We're gonna start the barbershop talk segment here, and we're gonna have some fun. This actually used to be a fan favorite and a favorite of mine. Was always, the barbershop. I love me the good barbershop, part. There's something about it that always made it fun and exciting. All right, almost ready, folks. Almost ready for the barbershop. But no, it's actually one thing that I did want to ask you guys, and we got a decent amount. I mean, there's 42 people here, not a lot by any means. It's a small show, but that's okay. We got the regulars here. If we did regular scheduled show. I don't know what day it would air on, per se. But if we did a strictly barbershop segment, a live show, it could be once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week, once a day. But if we did one that was specific just to barbershop talk, is that something that you guys would be interested in having a program where anything flies? We talk about life. We talk about whatever you guys want to. That's not, we can talk about games, but that's not down to game specific. Is that something that would interest the masses? If it is, because you know me, the barbershop talk is, my favorite. And I'm almost done with what I was doing. It's just not working. I just needed to get set up here, and then we'll switch it over. But if that's something that you guys want and that you guys would enjoy watching, listening, participating in, the trash talk, the fun, talk about life, talk about, we get on way off topic of sports from time to time. But if we did a segment specifically for that, if that's something that you guys would like, I'll have my own as well. Awesome, Dave. Glad to hear. Jeff, barbershop separates Cappers Nation from the rest of the crowd and allows us to see how sincere you are and that you actually care about us. I appreciate that. Alex, hold that thought. We'll talk about the UFC Max Bet here in just a minute. It's something that we sent out a poll, I believe it was 1st of June. And what started it was a handful of clients that always bet Guaranteed Saturday, which, by the way, goes down at 8 p.m. Eastern time today, have been asking us to have a guaranteed fight pick. And it's something we've been working on for over a month of implementing. He hasn't had one in over a month, or else it would have happened sooner. But what it is in the long run, it's a guaranteed fight pick that our UFC expert is willing to step out on and give you guys a guarantee. Plain and simple. So it's not expensive. It's $25. It is only one. It's one fight pick that that he's willing to step out on, plain and simple, and win, or he gives you the next one free. So what we did. What we did was we listened to the viewers, we listened to our clients, and implemented what our clients wanted. All right, let's see the comments that I missed. But I'll talk more about that, Alex, when we get to the UFC segment. Andre, love the Barbershop Talk segments. Awesome. Hey, Kyle, what's up with Mike Davis? I was in a site. I was wishes go out to my Mike Davis family for speedy recovery. Peter, his son was in a real bad accident, and I have been in touch and thoughts and prayers to his boy and his whole family, but I know he's been with them. So I know he was able to get up on his feet and pull himself up, and he's got a long road to go. So a lot of thoughts and prayers to Mike and his kid and his entire family. Nick Hubbs, I just hate how some people claim they aren't about drama, yet they throw shade at people in almost every video. Absolutely. Absolutely, Nick. That flies. Well, one thing that we don't want to do is we don't want to give anybody some unnecessary promotion. That's one thing we don't want to do, is we don't want to give anybody some free promotion out of it when it's all said and done. So we don't want to do that, and we don't need to talk about clowns, trolls, the bootleggers that knock off everything that we do. We don't need to do any of that. But here we go, folks. Welcome to the Barbershop. Just need the local barber in here. That's all we need. We just need the local barber behind us. And then we'll be good to go. Yeah, Peter said. Peter D says, I'll definitely light a candle at church tomorrow and wish him and his family the strength to keep moving forward. And that's all. I mean, that's all that we can do, is offer our thoughts and prayers and for a speedy recovery and whatever he needs. All right, guys, welcome to the Barbershop, where almost anything flies. Now, I was supposed to be reminded of something, and I already forgot, because I told you I'd forget when we got to the Barbershop Talk segment. Oh, Mitch, Sports Chat Place. I know we were going to talk about him. We'll talk about him, Alex. And for the record, I wish Mitch nothing but the best in whatever happens in their situation. I don't know what happened, so all we could do is speculate. But as you pointed out to me, he posted a video and a post yesterday saying that he was leaving the content side. He's still an owner of Sports Chat Place. Supposedly, I don't know, him and Craig had a falling out at Picks and Parlays. I know he sold part of his company to somebody a year ago overseas and just not happy with the way they were taking it. So he decided to pack up his bag and split. And, that's his right to do it. Who knows? I don't know what to think about it. But supposedly he's not making content again, or not making content anymore, and won't be making content for anybody. He's got a non-compete. So who knows? Don't know what to believe on that aspect, I doubt we're not going to not see him again. I'm sure he'll hold out. Exactly, Alex. Exactly. Peter G just got to consider the mentality of these. We keep trucking along. We just keep trucking along. So, while we're in the barbershop talk segment, does anybody have any questions that are not game-specific related? As we can get to that stuff here in a little bit. But does anybody have anything that's not game-specific that you guys want to chit-chat about? You guys want to ask? By all means, let it fly. But let's remember not to give other companies any free press. Because, first of all, they just don't deserve it. Dave, I will definitely have time. I was actually on the phone until, I don't know, 2 o'clock my time. So, almost 2 o'clock. So, but no, we'll chit-chat later today. No problem, bud. No problem at all. Give me 1 second, folks. Okay. I'm back. Definitely excited for the UFC. Christopher, I'm just looking for a trim. Absolutely. I got my trim yesterday. What would have really been cool is if I had it set up as a green screen and I was showing up in one of the barbershop chairs. And you never know. You never know. We may just have a barbershop studio very, very shortly. You just never know. Where I sit in the barbershop chair, kick back, and we have some barbershop talk. But yeah, Nick, can't believe it myself, and I'm sure there's more to it. Matter of fact, we know there's more to it. So, probably be back on Monday. You know, in my opinion. William says I might fall asleep if I'm sitting in a barbershop chair. Chido, absolutely. UFC 239. I think the little live logo is dropping it, but UFC 239 from Vegas. I figured it's UFC day. I would show off the wear a UFC shirt today. I mean, after all, we do have the UFC, and man, it's definitely going to be a great day. I mean, I'm already feeling it. I absolutely love it. And for everybody that doesn't know, UFC's it's locked, it's loaded, it's ready to go, instant access. And going to be a great time. Going to be a great time. That is for sure. For sure, for sure, for sure. Where'd my live chat window go? Peter, I believe his son's name is Trey. When I was talking to him, if I'm not mistaken. John Brady says he thinks it's a little too personal. Yep, Alex hit the nail on the head. But I'm sure I can get an address to mail him something, as well. So if that's something we decide we want to do or whatever the case may be. This Barbershop little logo's got me shaking my head every time I look. I'm changing the look of it again as we with chit chat. There we go. I'm sitting in a chair now, folks. Watch out. Watch out. I'm right there with you, Nick. Prayers and privacy as well. Watch out. We're sitting in the barbershop chair. Kyle's in the barbershop. All right. What else should we chit-chat about before we jump into Major League Baseball? Wasn't there some other subject we were going to talk about in the barbershop, and I forgot earlier? Oh, yeah, we mentioned In-N-Out. If you go to In-N-Out, add peppers to your burger. Add peppers to your burger. Thank me later. You could send me thank you cards later. For everybody that's just tuning in, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Subscribe. This is the Barbershop Talk of Cappers Nation Live, where just about anything goes and flows, with the exception of free press for the haters and the bootleggers. The professionals. More like professional bootleggers. I think Jack in the Box is going to have to make an appearance again. Little wind-up toy. Boop, 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 boop. Pop goes the weasel. Andre, man, I'm definitely ready for the NFL season. Fantasy football. I don't do a lot in fantasy. I won one year. I got hooked with some good friends of mine. And that was all she wrote for me. Get my ass handed to me every single time when it comes to fantasy. But then again, sometimes I forget to even put in my fantasy lineups. So I guess I do it to myself. I get too busy working on Sundays. Kyle, consider growing your eyebrows. John Brady, thank you, sir. I look forward to working with you, and thanks for tuning in, bud. I don't want to grow my eyebrows. I don't need a unibrow. Princess Chachu, we're going to be in the Major League Baseball segment here in just a minute. Is Thanksgiving weekend in Vegas one of the best times to go down there, in your opinion? It's definitely a good one. Nick, you're killing me. It's definitely a good one. I try and avoid myself. Maybe it's just because I'm a local, but I avoid Vegas during the holidays. Thanksgiving, a lot of times we go down to Glamis, get the motorhome, put the toys on the trailer. I mean, I've got 2 Jeeps. I'll probably buy a Razor, maybe. I kind of like my other Jeep. I got an old flat fender 1946 with a small block Chevy in it. I mean, the sucker only weighs 2,500 pounds. You let all the air out of the tires. I got B blocks. You go down to like 3 PSI, and you let that little small fuel-injected small block rip in the sand. It's fun. But no, Vegas and the holidays, I generally split. But yeah, it's a good time to come. Nick Hub says, I blame Vegas for fixing games when I lose. Who is Bozo Alex for 1,000? I think that's your daily double. The best, I don't know why I got attached to a tweet, but somebody attached me to a tweet and tagged me in it, or whatever you call it, on Twitter. And I posted a screen. Actually, I retweeted it But I posted a screenshot on our YouTube community page late last night, and had me rolling. This thing had me rolling on the floor, laughing my ass off. Nick, you saw it? Princess Chacha, can I believe you don't have In-N-Out on the in Houston yet? That's a little shocking. I figured you guys would get one sooner or later. I'm sure in due time you'll get one. I'm sure in due time you'll get one. You're just not, you guys just aren't there yet. You're not privileged enough to have an In-N-Out. We talk about In-N-Out enough. We give them enough free press. Hell, we might want to look at adding In-N-Out as a sponsor. As much free press as we give them. But yeah, if you guys want to see the funny tweet that I screenshotted and posted, it's on the YouTube community page. You guys could always go over there. Yeah, Andre, we could definitely use it. Use a new sponsor. Speaking of sponsors, we got to give Five Dimes some love. All right, Five Dimes, guys. Let me tell you about Five Dimes. They are the reason why we give you guys a free UFC fight pick on every fight night or fight morning. In-N-Out. Whataburger doesn't even stand a chance. I will tell you this. Whataburger does have a good fajita taco. But Whataburger doesn't compare. About the only thing that comes close would be a Tommy's. But that's a whole different burger because you're getting chili on it. And Alex knows what I'm talking about. Alex knows exactly what I'm talking about with a Tommy's. I can smash a Tommy's chili cheeseburger and fries, chili cheese fries. And we actually have them here in Vegas, believe it or not. Now, they're not the original recipe. Five Guys now. Throw them out. Not a chance. I love it. I love our talks. It's the best part about it. The Barbershop on Cappers Direct. Speaking of on Cappers Direct, if you guys missed the Buffer Zone with Bruce Buffer himself, he's the announcer that gets everybody pumped up before every fight in the UFC. He's a ringside announcer, or in-ring announcer, excuse me. He's now doing a show for us once a week with TJ DeSantis, our very own TJ. Between both of those two, just an absolute enormous wealth of knowledge. And that show will be every single Friday. I think we're going to bump it up to 2 p.m. Eastern time or 3 Eastern time, something like that. I'll know here later in the week. But that'll be, just to be able to land Bruce Buffer himself just shows you what celebrities and real individuals think about Cappers Direct and Cappers Nation, that they're willing to come work for us and do videos for us. But we're gonna stream that video at the end of this live. It's already loaded in there, so you don't even have to go anywhere. If you want to watch it, great. At the very end, if you don't, no big deal. But it's gonna play. I think it's like 17 minutes long. It'll play live. I'll mute my microphone so that you just hear the program. But so for everybody that didn't watch it, you'll have an avenue to watch Bruce Buffer and TJ break down the UFC card as well. Robert, where's your new guy? Can't give any definite answer on a timeline just yet. In this industry, sometimes, things change or get put on hold for a week or 2 or 3 while things get ironed out. But as soon as I know, I will definitely relay the info. Best crabs in the world, Chicken and Pete's. Shake Shack is okay, but that's all your Midwest, East Coast stuff. That doesn't compare to In-N-Out. And anybody who says In-N-Out sucks is probably, no offense, you guys are probably just jealous you don't have it. Oh, Chicky. A good place to watch the UFC, depending on what side of town you're in, as far as, actually, Dave, never heard of it, bud. As far as, where to watch, back in the day, I always used to watch it at the Sunset Station in their, what's their big room called? I don't know, whatever their big room is called. But now, I either watch it here in the office, or I'm going to be honest, the best place to watch it is at my house. But, again, no, that's not possible. Most of the casinos, the bigger casinos, will air it in one of their rooms for a big pay-per-view event. But any of the sports bars off the strip will air it. Now, matter of fact, there's a sports bar that's just outside of Park MGM now. That's a sports betting and sports bar. They'll have it on TV. That's actually a fun little place. I haven't been there for a UFC event, but I've been there to watch some games and to drink and have some fun with some friends. And that's a hell of a little place. It's actually not little, a hell of a fun place to watch a game. I've never been in the Westgate, but I would imagine they play it as well. But like I said, I usually don't go out to watch the UFC. I spend most of my time watching it either in the office because I'm still working or at my house. Kyle, good morning. I guess almost good afternoon for some people. GG, wow, bro, are you Down syndrome, baby? Nope, sorry, can't say that I am. But I can promise you one thing, GG, I'm not your bro, so you might want to learn how to talk. You might want to learn how to talk. Westgate is great. Why is this called the Barbershop? Because we talk about anything and anything during the Barbershop talk. With the exception of free promotion of douchebag sports services. Hi, Karen, how are you? Welcome to the Barbershop on Cappers Direct. But don't worry, we're going to get back to our regularly scheduled program. And we'll start talking about Major League Baseball here in just a minute. Because I do have to get going here very, very shortly. I need to put my stamp of approval on the premium plays. Because I know they're locked and loaded, ready to roll. But yes, Princess Chachu said it best. No thanks, Kyle. If you don't know who the douchebag sports services are that are out there, don't care to name them and give out free publicity. And all of our viewers and followers would agree. But yeah, guys, if you need a place to bet, speaking of sponsors, as we were talking about, we need In-N-Out as much as we promote them because us West Coasters love In-N-Out. Don't forget 5 Dimes. Guys, if you're looking for a place to bet, and they're the reason why we give out a free UFC fight pick during every single event. Speaking of our fight pick will be available at 12 p.m. Pacific time, 3 Eastern time. There's no purchase necessary. It's 100% free. You just have to have an account on our website. And it's 100% free. Princess Chachu, Kyle Anderson, avoid them all except Capper's Direct. Andre said the exact same thing. I'm sure, there's other legitimate services out there, but not many. Mitch, you stole my money. Join SGD. Sorry, I don't know what SGD is. I see we've got a fiery crowd randomly showing up. But anyways, I think it's time to jump back into Major League Baseball. That way we can get you guys on a free play and send you guys on your merry way. So we back. All right, Major League Baseball. A lot of games on the board today. Full slate of games. We got the Indians and the Yankees. Yankees laying $1.90. Sorry, Mitch, you stole my money. Have no clue what you're talking about. But anyways. Yep, no one listened to this turd yet. You're over here making fake accounts to come troll us because you have absolutely no life and no customers. Absolutely, Karen. They get the boot anyways. He gone. We all know who it is. I mean, that's 2 trolls in a matter of 1 minute on a fake account. We can probably say that the consensus of us are smart enough to put 2 and 2 together and understand exactly who that moron is. Absolutely, Princess Chachu. Cleveland at the Yankees. 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 1:05 Eastern Time. Oh, who dat Bob? He's already gone. I'm sure he'll be back on another fake account because he's got like 25 of them. Need a new Jack in the Box. We were just talking about that. Here's one thing, Princess Chachu, that's hard to do. It's hard to bet against the Yankees. Just a fact. Although, Indians, Yankees kind of got, the little vibe of a playoff game. Potential, postseason matchup and feel to it. 73-50 Indians, 82-42, up 40 games on the year. Paxton on the mound for the Yankees. 4.4 ERA, 1.41 WHIP. 137 strikeouts in 108 innings. And 41 walks. I find it very tough to bet against the Yankees. As far as betting the run line on that one, it could be a close one like yesterday, 3-2 final. We bet the Yankees yesterday. We won on the Yankees yesterday. We've made a shit ton of money on the Yankees so far this season and in the last couple weeks. What are they, 7-3 in their last 10, I believe? As far as, I mean, I can't give, I'm not going to say if we have a play on it or not, but personal opinion, right now, oh, now there's a McGregor. This guy stole my money. Look, another fake account, guys. Another fake account. Yeah. Another fake account. See you later, McGregor. Another fake account. You're not even a client of ours. You never have, and you never will. See, look at the actual real clients. Look at the real clients actually tuning in. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. Imagine that. We get 4 accounts that showed up all at the same time. And one says, wait, what? Nick Hubbs, man, you lose an 11-unit play and you have to come here to troll. Nick Hubbs. Thank you, sir. Healthy Solutions, ignore him. Absolutely. We just... And William, if you're... I know you're watching because you just texted me. What you just texted me, it's already done. As soon as you texted me, I was already doing it. We already knew that from the beginning. Who the random fishy people were coming over here trolling. But yeah, Nick, that's classic. You lose an 11-unit play and you've got to come here to troll. You got nothing better to do, you know? You got nothing better to do. But it's okay. It's okay. I don't mind when they troll. I don't mind when they troll. It just shows who their daddy is. I mean, he probably talks about me all day long. Funny. That's classic. When's the next fake account going to pop up? Should be any minute now. Double Up says win's going to be key in both early games, especially for the total. Hitters Ballpark there in Yankee Stadium, getting the ball to go out. But I can't. I know somebody posted up there that they like Cleveland today. Jordan, they have nothing better to do, bud. They have nothing. I mean, literally. I mean, if they had clients or something to do or a life, they wouldn't be trolling us. Plain and simple. It's okay. It's okay. The only thing that I ask is that they hit the subscribe button, and then on the way out the door, they give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down. You know what I mean? Just to give us that user interaction. And the fact that they actually waste the time to give us a comment is even better. Andre, yeah, premium plays will be posted. They're actually waiting for me. William, hey McGregor, I'm in Central New Jersey. Come see me and I'll actually steal your money for real. Thank you, William. That's awesome. That's awesome. Not far from Frackville in Ashland or whatever it's called, right? Alex, yeah, out of 1,000 YouTube videos, they come here to troll. Imagine that one. But yeah, Andre, as soon as I'm done, premium plays will be posted within a minute. And if you're on my personal plays, they'll be sent out as well. But yeah, as far as Yankees, Cleveland, I made a lot of money on both teams. And specifically the Yankees as of late. If I'm not betting on them, I'm staying off the game. That's my personal opinion. Yankees have been hot, and they've been making us a ton of money. If I can't bet on them, I've been staying against or staying off of it myself personally, which usually costed me money from betting on them because they won anyways. Princess Chachu, Kyle, they can't beat you. They have nothing better to do with their time. Exactly. I mean, if you got no life, then yeah, come troll us, you know? Or better yet, why don't you join the chat and help make it better? All right, next early game, Cubs and the Pirates. I'm right there with you, Alex. I'm right there with you. Next one, Cubs and the Pirates. We actually have a free play on this one. If you know what the free play is, please don't post it in the comments. That's why we make the videos. That's why Cappers Direct makes me to do the videos. Well, they don't make me do them. I volunteered, but now I get paid to do them. So if you know what that free play is on that game, please don't post it. Go watch that daily free play video when we're done here, and we've got a free play in there for you guys. But Cubs laying $1.50 on the money line on the road against the Pirates. Total set over and under 10.5 runs. I will tell you this. Andre, you're right there, bud. Andre's spot on. I know Baralt's 3-1 with the Pirates, but Pirates were a team we were fading heavily just a week ago, or up to a handful of days ago. I mean, we absolutely made a shit ton of money while they lose 8-9 games in a row. I mean, we just made a shit ton of money on them just in the last couple of weeks betting against them. So they're a team that I still have a hard time betting on. And anytime you've got a team that's 51-70 and who's riding a 3-7 game record in their last 10, it's hard for me to put any money on them. Same thing with the Cubs. They've lost 4 straight. They've won 3 out of their last 10 games. Mark, come on. My cappers don't back Cubs. Okay. Oh, here we go again. I can assure you, fake account. We all know who this guy is. Nobody stole your money. That I promise you. Imagine how many fake accounts this guy has. Robbie Clues, you really have nothing to do? You really have nothing to do. This guy has nothing to do. Come on, Mr. Robbie Clues, get a life. You should probably focus. Let's hold on. We need to switch back to the Barbershop segment here. All right, back in the Barbershop. What did Nick say? The most transparent handicapper in the business, yet doesn't even use this. Tell us how you really feel, Nick. All right. Let's go back to the Barbershop here for a quick minute. This ding-dong, bozo, the bootlegger, should start paying more attention to his own company and his own internal workings, rather than focus on us, or focus on my buddy Chase, or focus on anybody out there. Or he's going to continue to lose even more of his clowns. We won't call them the 4 clowns, all right? Because rumor on the street is there's another one of them, possibly 2, shopping around to leave. These guys got nothing better to do. How sad. You should really focus on your own company, because from what I heard and from who I talked to, You're about to lose another piece to your little puzzle. So, that's my advice. Before you're left high and dry, with no employees left, you should probably go focus on yourself and what you're doing. Jonathan, what was the question? Oh, I already asked earlier. The question was, do you guys want to have a regular show that's centered around just barbershop talk? That's not really sports specific. I mean, if we get on the sports subject, it's definitely not going to be geared towards sports. It'll be geared more towards just the barbershop aspect of it. Mr. Butler, bless you as well, sir. Thank you for joining in. You're missing it every 2 minutes. A new fake account magically pops up to troll us. Can you imagine that? The same people that were trolling you in comment sections, Mr. Butler, just this last week, they're in here making up fake accounts trolling us. Imagine that. It's probably less than a minute away before the next one comes. You need to win some money, so you're in the right place. All right, so Bozo the bootlegger. Reginald, what's going on? Ryan, the real Ryan is in the house. No, Jonathan, it won't leave this. We'll always do a little barbershop segment in this. But I was talking about doing a complete show either once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week, once a day, even if it's a half hour or an hour, whatever the case may be, where it's a barbershop show. Whatever we say goes. We talk about something that won't be based on, game specific. It'll be a special show just for the barbershop talk. And then always during the live show, we're going to have, the barbershop segment. We can't get away from that. That's what, it's what we do. Brock Page, what's going on, sir? Thanks for tuning in. What's going on, Ryan? You like the background? He's back again. See, I just said. This guy can't stay away. Old Bozo the Clown is making fake accounts faster than... All right, enough about them. Let's... Healthy Solutions, great question. Great question right there, and we'll answer that, and then we'll get back to a little baseball. It's already 9 o'clock here, so it's 12 on the East Coast. We got to get our premium plays posted. So we're going to speed up. I am going to go live again at 5 p.m. Eastern, so all the trolls out there, it's one viewer that has nothing better to do. We'll be live later in the day. Feel free to come join us, and we can talk facts. Ryan, we had St. Louis last night as a system play with a great winner as well. Plus 135, dog winner. But Healthy Solution says, why is it that when 95% or higher of a public is on a team, and that team should win Tampa Bay yesterday, for example, heavy public favorites seem to always lose? Why does that happen? Sports gambling industry. Sometimes they win, sometimes they lose on that aspect. But it does happen. That's why they always say fade the public. But fading the public doesn't always work. I do like it, Mike. Definitely, as Who Dat Bob says, hit the thumbs up button on your way out the door. And they're back again. What is this? Like the 9th account we've had to boot today because they've got nothing better to do. The Yankees, William just texted me, but the Yankees are a public bet. The Yankees are a public bet. Yankees, Dodgers. But how do you against bet a team that is winning nearly every game? Alex, you like that? You like that? Where's Edward? We're just missing Edward. And where's Mr. Watson? I need to reach out to our good buddy up in Canada. Nick Hub says that's a fake Brock Page. You're probably right because it doesn't say Brock Page Productions. And it is. It's definitely a fake one. Thank you, Nick, for pointing that out. Thank you, Nick. I do appreciate that. And if it is him, he can come from his regular page and tune in. It's all good. And I do appreciate that, Nick, for pointing that out for me. I was given, the account, literally, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We've booted 11 fake trolls in the matter of 10 minutes. But anyways, they got us off track, so let's get back talking about the games. We got Seattle and Toronto. Toronto laying $1.70. Both those teams suck, in my opinion. And yeah, there's money to be made on it. Reggie McClain starting for the Mariners today. Absolutely, Jonathan. They're just wasting our time. But what I want to do is I'm going to be live here in a little bit. All right. So don't forget. Let me just tell you about the UFC and what to expect in that one. Because there's a little twist to it today for the first time finally. And then what we're going to do is I'll get you guys on a free play, and then we're going to go live literally in less than 5 hours, 4.5, 5 hours. We're going to be live again. And that way we can dive more into, the rest of Major League Baseball. Guaranteed Saturday, it goes off at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. You got to be signed up by 8 Eastern Time. Jordan, no, you did not miss the free pick. I'm going to be getting to it here in just a minute. But the UFC tonight, guys, UFC starts at 6:30 on the East Coast, 3:30 on the West Coast. If you want a free UFC fight pick, okay, if you want a free UFC fight pick, we're going to be giving one away, courtesy of our friends over at 5 Dimes. It'll be live on the website at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. So in just under 3 hours, you can go to our website, cappersdirect.com, click on that UFC tab, and you can get a free UFC fight pick. Just like we do every single week. We gave you guys 2 write-ups and a winner last week. It was a nice winner. We're going to be giving you guys another winner and another write-up today, absolutely free. It just will not be on the website, ready to go until 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Nick, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. But as far as the UFC goes today, there's mainly one option, but there's a second twist to it. Obviously, our regular UFC fight package. It's $40. You get every single one of our fight picks. You get our fight picks. We just added our top fight picks last week, so you guys are now getting those at no additional cost. You get a full write-up on every single fight pick that we have, as well as every single lean that we have. You also get access to our parlays. There's a couple parlays today, and parlays have been winning each and every single week, so make sure you guys bet the parlays. Make sure you guys read the How to Bet the MMA section, because that changes week to week. But our UFC expert, he's finally giving you guys specific instructions. Bet, the equivalent of he doesn't do unit betting, but if you're on a unit structure, bet a unit on this, or bet a half on this, bet 2 on this, etc., etc. So make sure you guys read that section. You also get the write-ups. You get the DraftKings optimal lineup. And let me tell you, the write-up today on just the fights themselves is over 5,500 words. It's over 10 pages of writing for write-ups for 11 fights. And I say 11 fights because that 12th fight, and you get all that for $40. The 12th fight, we listened to you guys. You guys asked us for a guaranteed fight pick. All right? He's finally bringing you guys one. He's had the company's okay for 5 weeks now. He didn't have one last week, the week before that, or the week before that. This is the first one that he's been able to offer that he absolutely loves, and it's his max bet. It's a guaranteed max bet fight pick. It's $25 for that fight as well as the write-up, but he puts a guarantee on it that if you don't win, he's going to give you his next max bet absolutely free. Now, he may not have one next week. All right? He's not guaranteed to have one every single week. Hell, it may be 3 or 4 weeks from now before he has another one. Okay? But he guarantees this one. It's $25 for that one, and it's going to be a monster winner. Now, if you want to be able to get the UFC for free, there's a couple options. You get 3 days of premium plays or 3 days of my personal plays for $99. So you can pick on the website 3 days of personal plays or 3 days of our premium plays. We're going to give you UFC 241 for free, the UFC 241 fight package. You're going to get that for free, okay? But even better than that, you can get a week of premiums, okay? You can get 7 full days of premiums. We're going to give you guaranteed Saturday, which is $150. We're also going to give you the UFC fight package for UFC 241. And then we're also going to give you the max bet, because I offered that to a couple people. I told a couple people if they bought it, they would get the max bet as well, the guaranteed fight pick as well. So it's $250. You get a week of premium plays. You get guaranteed Saturday for free. You get our entire UFC fight package, as well as the max bet. That's $250. And I'm telling you guys, it's going to be a good time. All right, it's going to be a good time. So without further ado, it's time to get you guys on another free play. Okay, it's time for another free play. I'm going to be giving you guys, excuse me, I'm double checking the odds here. I want to make sure nothing's changed since we went live. Alex says premium. Who Dat Bob says personal. How about I give you guys one that's going to be a winner? It is a personal play. It goes down at 12:07, so 3:07 on the East Coast. Nick Hub says premium. One of each. Well, you got to tune in live the next one and you might get a premium play next. Alan liked it. Seattle and Toronto, guys. Seattle and Toronto. I'm just popping up the odds here. Just double checking everything. Give me 1 second, folks. Let's just double check everything. Perfect. Nothing's changed since. So we've got 3 hours, a little under 3 hours, okay? Guaranteed Saturday. Yeah, I know, right? All right, Seattle versus Toronto, guys. We are taking the over 10.5. However, the line is 10.5 right now. However, the line is trending down with the odds, okay? So what I would do, you have a little less than 3 hours. I would wait. I wouldn't put this bet in just yet. You might get lucky and get it at 10, which is where it opened up, okay? It took a couple big bets towards the over, but now there's some public money coming in on the under. I love the over on this game. I would wait. You may be able to steal it at 10, but if you can't and you get it at 10.5, no problem. Or now that we've released it and once I release it to my personal plays, you may start seeing it trending from dropping from the under to going up. If that's the case, and jump on it before it goes any higher. I don't expect it to go any higher, not in the next 2 hours and 50 minutes. But Seattle, Toronto, over 10.5 runs. Hammer it, pound it, make yourself some easy money. Thank you to everybody that tuned in. Don't forget, guys, get on board our UFC fight package. If you don't do anything at all, get on board our UFC fight, our max bet fight pick, and make yourself some easy money today for $25 or 40 for the entire card, 65 for both. But the best bet, 3 days of premium plays in the UFC for 99 buckaroos, and or 3 days of my personal plays and come work with me one-on-one directly, as well as the UFC. So let's make some money, folks. Let's have a grand old time, and it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good day. Everybody knows Saturdays aren't for the boys. Saturdays are for Cappers Nation. And for everybody that tuned in, I know we had technical difficulties this morning and whatnot, but holy shit, we've been live for 2 hours rambling and rambling and rambling and rambling. So for everybody that tuned in, it's always much appreciated, and it's always a good time. So remember, guys, always bet responsibly. And don't do anything stupid. Wade Wilson returns, ha, 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 Jimmy loves you. He does love me. And it's you. We know you love me. You're infatuated. You can't make enough fake accounts. You got nothing to do. Alex is $25 for the UFC max bet. And I'll tell you this much. It is one of the earlier fights. It's before the main card. So you go buy that. You go bet it. Make yourself a boatload of money, and then you can buy the rest of the card. And you've only missed a few things. Hey, Joe Dirt, tuning in. What's going on, buddy? Glad to see you around. Andre says, troll, get the... Nick Hubbs burning your own bridge. It's funny because everybody knows who it is. So, anyways, guys, enjoy that free play. I will see you guys you and all the you and the one troll. We'll see you guys at 5 p.m. Eastern time or shortly before that. All right, guys, enjoy that free play. Remember, any questions, give us a call. Let's make some money. And, guys, even if you don't get on a package, thank you for being here. Thanks for spending Saturday morning with me. Hit that thumbs up button on your way out the door. Subscribe. And let's have some fun. Let's make some money. That's what it's about, all right? So we'll see you guys soon. Oh, remember, everybody that wanted to watch the Buffer Zone, I forgot. We're playing the Buffer Zone. If you like it, great. If you don't, no need to watch, but it's the Buffer Zone with Bruce Buffer, aired exclusively for us. All right, guys? So enjoy that show, and if you don't want to watch it, just tune out, all right? And then we'll see you guys in 2 hours. Oh, Alex, fight start at 6:30 Eastern time, 3:30 your time. Take it easy, guys. Enjoy the Buffer Zone with Bruce Buffer, which will be airing every single Friday right here on our YouTube channel.
Hey everybody, it's TJ DeSantis once again with the voice of mixed martial arts, a man who, honestly, until you hear his voice say, "We are live," it's not really fight night. And of course, that man is Bruce Buffer back here on Cappers Direct. Bruce, an exciting mixed martial arts night headed everyone's way this Saturday. Back in what I honestly feel like is the hotbed of mixed martial arts. Southern California here in the United States, I feel like we probably have more MMA gyms per capita than anywhere else in the country, and I think it goes along with it. We have some of the most rabid fight fans here in the U.S.
Yeah, no, absolutely true. Even back in the early days when UFC 1 happened, the Huntington Beach area was a hotbed. Tank Abbott, Tito Ortiz training out of there, a lot of the people, and it just spread like wildfire as the UFC spread like wildfire all over the world. But yeah, we're definitely going to a hotbed. It's a hot show. I even understand that after the prices were originally released, the response was so strong, which I do credit Nate Diaz, the return of Nate Diaz in this exciting fight against Anthony Pettis on the card, along with all the other fights. People want to see this event, and the prices actually got raised
Yeah,
at a
I
certain
mean,
point.
any hot ticket event, you're going to have that third party market really
Yeah.
drive the price up. And yeah, the Honda Center is definitely the place to be Saturday night. You already mentioned one fighter, Nate Diaz, finally making his return to the UFC's octagon, and it feels like it's been so long since we've last. We've had teases a little bit saying that he was going to come back, and then for whatever reason it didn't materialize, but it is definitely happening. He takes on former UFC and WEC lightweight champion and Anthony Showtime Pettis. When you look at Pettis, he's kind of a different style, but don't sleep on his ground game. I know Pettis is known for that Showtime kick and whatnot, Bruce, but the man has submissions, and I don't think that he's going to necessarily submit someone like Nate Diaz, but should the fight hit the floor, it isn't a foregone conclusion by any means that Nate Diaz is going to walk away with the victory on Saturday.
Yeah, it's not a foregone conclusion. It does go to the floor, like you said. I mean, let's face it, he is a Gracie Jiu-Jitsu black belt, loves Jiu-Jitsu, lives the whole Jiu-Jitsu lifestyle. Anthony Pettis, making great forays into the welterweight division. Strong, definitely has submission techniques, but I definitely give the ground aspect of the fight to Nate Diaz. But Anthony Pettis, he just keeps coming on, looking better and better and better. It's
Yeah.
pretty phenomenal. Who knows what's going to happen in this fight? But again, Nate Diaz is a huge draw. He's a true fighter's fighter.
I'm right there with you, and I think that we kind of have an experiment playing out in front of our eyes coming up on Saturday night with both of those guys in our co-main event. The question has long been asked: what would a fighter look like if he was fighting largely at his natural weight class, and would he do well there? And so far, so good for Anthony Pettis. He doesn't cut a tremendous amount of weight to make that 170-pound limit, so it's not like he's taxing his body at 155, and he's taking on Nate Diaz, who has fought primarily in his career at 155, but also Nate has had a long welterweight career in the past as well. So you see two guys sort of competing against one another in their natural weight class. And then when you go back and look at Nate Diaz, I mean, he's had a long time off. I think it's been like 7 or 8 fights Anthony Pettis has had. Nate Diaz actually competed, and some people say that you maybe, see the benefits of a fighter sort of sitting on the sidelines for a prolonged period of time. Some will say it's ring rust, Bruce. I know that, but I'm curious if we see a better Nate Diaz coming up here on Saturday night for his time off.
Well, what I call it is octagon rust. We all make that little mistake once in a while. But with that being said, and all you said is absolutely correct, it's just, some people are very unique as fighters, and Nate Diaz is one of them. More so than others in respect to his 24/7 fighting mentality. And the man being the triathlete that he is, the shape he stays in, I think it's like riding a bike with Nate Diaz. It just comes back quicker than it would for most fighters. But yeah, that's definitely an issue. We'll know about that issue. If it has an effect on Nate, we'll know about it in the first 3 minutes of the fight. And we'll see. But strong fight. Everybody wants to see him come back. And, then the other thing, Nate was offered all these fights in the past. Saw a video of him last night talking about this, and he was saying, well, they offered me this, but the money wasn't this. It's very hard to match the kind of money he made facing Conor McGregor in that huge event, making the huge money that he purportedly did make, and then coming back and fighting other opponents that are not the money draws at this point in their career that a Conor McGregor is at the point he is at in his career. So it's definitely going to be a downstep in the amount of money that he's probably going to be offered to make, but I'm sure he's getting paid quite well being with the UFC as long as he has. And Nate would never have accepted the fight if he wasn't happy. But I could see why maybe he didn't accept some of the other fights he was offered.
Yeah, no, I mean, and that's the thing, too. You don't want a fighter coming back and competing in a matchup that he's not interested in being in. But obviously, Nate, a couple things probably happened for Nate. He realized, look, this is a good fight with good money, so I'm going to take it that. But also, too, you can't keep a Diaz brother on the sideline for that long without them wanting to come back and fight. And I know that this sidelining, per se, Bruce, was largely on Nate Diaz, but I feel like if you're going to try to wait out Nate Diaz on, coming back and fighting, you're going to probably end up winning that battle because, let's face it, the Diaz brothers just like to fight.
Yeah, they love to fight. Like I always like to joke around when you were in high school and somebody gave up their house for a house party, like they in high school and in college, and you heard that the Diaz brothers just walked through the front door. You know something's going to go down in the next few hours. It's like one of those reputations they carry wherever they go, and that reputation in this case is being the pre-ultimate professional fighters that they are, ready to go any day, any given time against anybody, no matter where.
We started near the top of the card with the co-main event, but I want to move one fight lower. A really fun fight at 185 pounds when we see former title challenger Yoel Romero come back after, I mean, this man has been through hell and back, winning a lawsuit, getting some redemption there. We've talked a lot about his settlement and companies and whether or not he'll actually make that money. But the bottom line is he doesn't have a suspension anymore. He can make money, and the way that he does that is by fighting middleweights. Romero, a guy that is always going to be in that number one, number two sort of contendership spot, unless someone like his opponent in Paulo Costa in his way and upsets the apple cart. This is a really big test for the Brazilian in Costa, and I mean, this is just a phenomenal fight. I think we already talked about our co-main event, but this would be a co-main event or a main event on any UFC on ESPN Plus type of card.
Yeah, no, I can't say it any better than you just said it. I mean, it's an exciting fight. We have two mastodons of the middleweight division coming in and going at each other. Paulo Costa happening to be one of my favorite fighters. You can't watch him fight on Saturdays.
Really? I mean, is she just a fan of the Zeke? I the sleek, slim, fit fighter.
Well, she likes the way he fights, but he's very handsome, and she's definitely one of his favorite fighters as far as, oh, wow, look how handsome he is. You know, she loves that. She loves that.
Yeah.
Actually, Paulo was very cute, and he made a video for her that I sent to her one time.
Oh, how great is that?
Oh, yeah, well, he's a sweetheart. He's just one of those big fighting teddy bears, you know, just a really, really nice guy.
What's interesting, too, is Romero largely the same, a very soft-spoken, despite his, presence. Like, feel Yoel Romero in the room, but when he speaks, it's a very soft voice where it's not what you would expect from one of the most intimidating men at 185 pounds on the planet.
No, it's not. It's soft spoken, happy in the room, and his happiness of loving a life the way he does it spreads to everybody. Just a really cool individual.
Yeah,
you know?
No doubt about it. So let's talk about the big fight coming up on the main event. It is a rematch. Daniel Cormier possibly entering what could be the final fight of his career. There have been rumblings. I mean, if we've learned to never say never in anything, I think mixed martial arts would be the fine example of expect the unexpected. Never say never that it is Daniel Cormier's last fight, but he takes on the former champ, the man that he beat to take the title, Stipe Miocic. This is a very close fight. I've talked to a lot of people that feel kind of in the middle, saying it could go either way. I've had a chance to chat with people that say no, it's 100% Daniel Cormier's fight. There are a lot of people that felt Stipe Miocic was going to win the first fight, and they think lightning won't strike twice. When you look at this fight, you have Daniel Cormier, who largely may be one of the best pound-for-pound fighters on the planet, taking statistically the best weight in UFC history in the past. This is a sneaky good main event here to kick off the August slate of, pay-per-views for the Ultimate Fighting Championship. I have no idea what this fight's going to look like, Bruce, but I know you'll have the best seat in the house for this heavyweight fight.
May the best man win. I always say I'm an equal opportunity. Give them everything I have to get them both launched to a higher moment than they're already feeling at the moment that they enter the octagon. The bottom line is that Stipe did defend his title at heavyweight more than any other champion in the history of the UFC. Surprisingly knocked Stipe out. I mean, surprisingly knocked Stipe out. All of us were like, oh, wow. Now, Daniel pulls things out from everywhere to win fights. Right? Except against John Jones, which I venture to guess, like styles dictate winners in fighting, John Jones will have the edge every time they meet, if they ever meet again.
Technically, though, going back to their last meeting, I think it was in the same building as this fight coming up on Saturday night. Cormier was very competitive with Jones that fight. Actually, I think he showed some confidence in that fight, but unfortunately for him, he was knocked out. But the record books don't reflect that. It got wiped away.
Exactly. Now that Brock Lesnar's out of the picture, stalling the division the way that situation did for the short time that it did. Daniel Cormier is fighting Stipe. Stipe is a fighter who has not fought since that fight, who has been back on the drawing board in training, doing everything he can. Don't take for granted the same thing's going to happen again. Stipe Miocic is going to come out with a vengeance, the biggest fight of his career. Daniel Cormier, again, one of the biggest fights of his career, pulling in fantastic paydays for himself. After this fight, win or lose, the only fight that seems to reason for Daniel would be to fight John Jones.
Right.
So we will see if he retires after this or goes forward. But as I always say on the show, money talks and people walk. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I'm really excited for this fight for really, honestly, a variety of reasons. You have Daniel Cormier, who arguably could be one of the greatest, if not the greatest, mixed martial artist of all time. Statistically speaking, Stipe Miocic is the heavyweight to grace the octagon, defending his titles more than anyone prior to his reign. And I'm sure Stipe Miocic doesn't like the idea that when we say he's one of the greatest heavyweights, that we say statistically that qualifier may go away if he's able to stop Daniel Cormier, and I'm sure that motivates him tremendously.
That backs up what I said again. It's more motivation coming out of the gate, coming off a loss. Everything motivating to Stipe. Everything is motivating Daniel Cormier because Daniel Cormier is one of the true finest competitors I've ever met, who only thinks about winning.
Right.
But now he's combining the thoughts about winning with huge paychecks, as he rightfully should receive.
Yep.
So everybody's in a winning mode. Now it's about who's going to win.
Right. And Cormier, I mean, win, lose, or draw on, I will fight again, but I do know that we're never going to be of this man because he's in the commentary booth for almost all the pay-per-views, likable personality. He's really, the total package. You look at what you want to be, what you want to strive to be in combat sports. And Daniel Cormier, while he may not be a fighter forever, here to stay, to say the least, Buff.
Daniel Cormier reminds me of Michael, the great NFL player.
Sure, yeah,
still
sliding
carries
into that.
Sliding into that in the Today Show, all the he does. I just worked with him at the Kids' Choice Awards last week. He's a friend of mine. He's been on the show. He's a friend of the show. And by the way, he wants to come on when he gets back in LA in September.
Great.
But if you look at his career and you look at DC, it's very similar. The finest of the finest in what they played and what they competed at in sports,
right,
to beyond their guns and develop careers, very likable, makes everybody smile, amazing charisma. They resemble each other, and you're right. We will never be rid of Daniel Cormier, nor do we want to be rid of Daniel Cormier, because he does a great job commentating. Otherwise, I see great things in the future for Daniel Cormier.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned Strahan. I really see Daniel Cormier breaking the mold like Kenny Florian, who our entire broadcast experience been in arts, and now Kenny on. See Daniel Cormier, getting other gigs out of combat sports.
And he has the it factor. He has charisma, and he has an amazing pedigree, which nobody could do anything but respect. You can't question it. So there's no room for question.
No. Completely agree 100%. You mentioned Bruce allude to his show. This video is obviously on Cappers Direct, but we do a podcast every week. It's called It's Time. We've done it for 11 years. And as we wrap things up, we should maybe preview the show that is coming out this Thursday, if it's not out already, as people watch. A fiery show, to say the least, Buff. We cover a variety of topics. Penthouse Pet, Sam Phillips, and I think I might have got under her skin a little bit. She was screaming and hollering.
Yeah, but that's what we love about Sammy. She speaks her mind. You never know what's going to come out of her mouth. She's beautiful. She's super intelligent. She's an actor, writer, director, penthouse pet. She does it all in the industry, and she's always fun to have on the show. She is one of all our internationally, people love her, and it's always good. So I hope everybody tunes in. And it definitely was a volatile, interesting show today because we covered some very meaty subjects. And it is not a mixed martial arts show, folks. This is a lifestyle show. We talk about everything that went on in the week that was that's of note, and we rant and we rave.
We do. And Sammy's been on the show, I think, pretty much as long as I have, and I've
Yeah.
been there since episode 1. So
Yep.
it's a fun show. It's Time with Bruce Buffer, available everywhere where podcasts are made. I got to ask, it's a hometown show for you. Anything special in the suit department? Have you made up your mind in what you're wearing in Anaheim on Saturday?
Actually, I haven't. And tomorrow is my day to decide. Metro PCS wants to buy the bow tie I wear. So now I got to pick a bow tie that I won't have after the show.
Dang, that's kind of hard, right? Like,
It actually, you know what? Quite honestly, it is.
Yeah.
It actually is putting me in a bit of a stupor, like what I wear, because I love some of my bow ties and I don't want to give them up, even though they're paying money for it, But
yeah.
Listen, everybody should have these kind of problems, right?
Right, exactly. We
Yeah.
can all have those kind of problems.
Right, exactly. So I'm not complaining, folks. It's all good.
Yeah, and if you have a problem, maybe you want to feel like a champion, you can actually reach out to Bruce Buffer through his website and get a championship introduction. It's pretty cheap too. I mean, Daniel Cormier and Miocic, they got to beat one of the best heavyweights that stand in front of them on Saturday night to be called the heavyweight champion. But if you want Bruce Buffer to do it for you, $99, Buff. You still got the special going on, right?
Yeah, no, I originally started it a couple of years ago just for Christmas, but the response was so tremendous. And I've been offered way much more money to do championship intros. And I do them both audio and video for the fans. But there's so many orders that come in. I haven't changed the prices. It's a way of giving back, and partial proceeds go to animal, military, and children's charities.
That's so
But just
great.
go to brucebuffer.com. What is our special code, TJ?
I don't know. Rounds, I think. Rounds?
Rounds. Yes,
Rounds.
put in special code rounds when you make your order. And I would love to do it for you. But check it out at brucebuffer.com. All the information's there, and there's samples of the recordings you get. But it's a keepsake for life, I feel, for a UFC fan.
There you go. Bruce, it's always a pleasure. We'll talk to you next back here on Cappers Direct. And excited to see you. And I guess that bow tie just maybe one final time. But we'll talk to you next week.
I look forward to it. And it's always exciting to work in my backyard. I'll be down in Anaheim for the weigh-ins and such. Looking forward to it, folks. I'm going to be pumped up, and we're going to make this a great night. Fighters, they're going to fight their hearts out.